Welcome back to my kitchen. On today's edition of Cooking with the Diva, I'm going to put together a super tasty, creamy, delicious cheesecake using my quick cooker. You're not even going to believe how easy this is. And of course, I modified the recipe a little bit because I never follow directions exactly. I always like to tinker. I've made the cheesecake a few times in the quick cooker, so I know that this works. So this cheesecake is going to be made in the spring pan form, which goes on the rack in the quick cooker. It calls for a graham cracker crust, just super simple, chopped up graham crackers, butter, a little bit of sugar. But I am using, you can see I've already got it down in there, cookie dough. It actually works really well. It makes an excellent crust and it kind of changes things up a little bit. So I've already got that prepared. Then I need 2 packages of cream cheese, which I've left out and let soften, 2 eggs, a teaspoon of vanilla, which I'm going to put right down in there. These prep bowls are super helpful in keeping me organized and on task, I got to tell you. And then we have in this a tablespoon of cornstarch and a half a cup of sugar, and that's it. That's your cheesecake filling. I'm just going to get out my hand blender, whip this up. And that should just about do it. Let's come on over and take a look at how deliciously blended and creamy this looks. Ooh, yes. Cream cheese realness. Okay, I'm a sucker for cream cheese. Cheesecake is one of my favorite desserts, and knowing that I can make it on a weeknight just for fun is everything. But tonight just isn't any weeknight. Tonight is my youngest son's 14th birthday, and cheesecake is his favorite. And I am going to hurry up and get this in the quick cooker so I can get it in the refrigerator for a couple of hours and have it tonight as his birthday cake. Now, what you don't know about my son is that he's a fabulous cake designer. Since his third birthday, he wanted this ice cream cake. Like, not like your typical Fudgy the Whale ice cream cake. It was 4 layers of ice cream, and in between each layer was a different candy. And on the outside of the cake, I lined up Twix bars. There were peanut butter cups, there were Snickers in there. I mean, it was the most epic thing. And then, of course, there were a lot of leftovers. So it lived in the freezer for a little while, and every now and then we would have a slice. Well, then we had this crazy Snowtober situation, hurricane. Oh no, it was March. It was a March storm. It was so bad, power went out. And as soon as power went out, we went down to the freezer downstairs in the basement, pulled out that ice cream cake, and made it dinner because we knew it wouldn't last. And so he's been having fantastic cakes ever since. And today he's going to have this amazing cheesecake. So we've got this ready. So I've got the cheesecake ready. I'm going to put, well, I've already got it in there, my little handy dandy rack so that the Springform pan can sit on top of it. So the cheesecake is just going to steam. And I'm going to put a cup of water right down in the pot. And then, like, why fight with technology? This little rack is fantastic. I use it with the Springform pan because it's just easier to get the cheesecake out. I've done it without using that, and just, you know, I don't like burnt knuckles. This thing is super hot when I take it out. So I'm going to set this down in there. Now, you notice I've covered it with aluminum foil. I don't know if any of you have ever made a cheesecake in the oven where it calls for a pan of water to help the cheesecake steam. I've never made it that way. When I do it in the oven, no water. And it really is a different consistency. I have to say, it's so much richer and creamier like this in the Instapot. And it's the perfect size. Figure 4 to 6 people, a nice little piece of cheesecake, everybody's happy. So now I turned on the Instapot. I'm going to set it for dessert. So after it comes to steam, it's going to cook under pressure for 40 minutes. And then we're going to take it out and take a look. I'll see you in a minute. And that's it. 40 minutes of cook time. I'm releasing the steam. And when you read through Instapot or quick cooker recipes, and the Pampered Chef recipes are really the best ones because they're super specific on how to do every step. it might say, release the pressure and then allow the pressure to release naturally for a certain number of minutes. So now in this case, the cook time at pressure was 40 minutes. But the next step in the recipe is to have the cheesecake sit in the quick cooker with the steam release button open, and the steam is going to release naturally for another 10 minutes. So I'm not taking this lid off just yet. We're going into the last phase of finishing up this cheesecake. So the 10 minutes is up, it's rested. I've opened up the quick cooker, and I'm just gonna use these are great, these little rubber grippers to lift this up out. Come on, here we go. And I'm gonna set it down on our cooling rack, and that's our cheesecake. Let's take a look, shall we? So it is hot, remember, definitely use the grippers to help you. Ooh, yes. So let's take a look. Now that looks great. It should be just about set in the middle, which it is. And now I'm gonna let it cool on the rack completely. And then I'm gonna loosen the sides, and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator and let it cool for 3 hours. You can serve it, well, I like to serve it with my grandmother's hot fudge sauce, which you've all heard a lot about. I'm sure you remember me talking about it in the past videos. The kids like it sometimes with just fresh sliced strawberries, blueberries, a fruit compote, whipped cream. For me, it's fudge sauce. And I will post some pictures of the finished product in the comments. I hope you enjoyed watching me make cheesecake today in our fantastic quick cooker, and I hope to see you again soon.